Hub Radio Phoenix is an internet-based podcast platform providing numerous special interest programs reaching over 100,000 viewers per week. Hi, I'm Ron Ludders, executive producer of Hub Radio Phoenix. We don't pretend to be journalists, but we're not afraid to say what's on our minds. We thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing to Hub Radio Phoenix. Stay tuned, stay faithful, as the best is yet to come.
You're watching Fighting Back, news talk, current events, and political commentary with host Ron Ludders. Now back to the show.
Well, I'm Ron Ludders, and this is Ray Michaels.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome back. And listen, we have on the phone, we have Pasta from California. And,
hey, how you doing, Uncle Ron, Cousin Ray?
Pasta from the Convo Couch. How are you?
We're sure glad to have you on the show, but we're not real happy with the results of your election. What have you guys been doing?
Well, don't talk too loudly because we're in the basement hiding from the vaccine mandates that are about to come.
Oh, man.
So I don't want anybody to know. You know, they're going to say, how'd you know I was here? You were on Hub Radio Phoenix, and they fingered you because you were hiding in the basement, because that is the first thing that Governor Newsom talked about when he had his little victory speech. You know, it was what did we vote for today? We voted for vaccines. We voted for science.
Yeah,
we voted for the environment.
Pasta, isn't it amazing how he took, you know, it said, we didn't get a no vote, we got a yes vote. You are saying yes to every single screw up that I've done the entire time I've been in office. You've said yes. Good job.
You like bad government here in California.
How was he able to turn that into yes for all of those things? I don't think that was. It was almost like it was almost like he felt that he won again.
It was a mandate, right?
It was a squeak by. It's like, okay, I get to keep my job, but it wasn't an election.
Yeah, I'm just flabbergasted, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough uphill battle, but I didn't think the margin of victory would be that large. What did you think, Pasta?
Well, you know me, I'm always on the record for number one. I'm never going to believe in our election system because it is a fraudulent, bad, terrible system that just needs, to be revamped, reformed, and rebuilt. There's no transparency whatsoever. And in fact, unlike Arizona and Georgia, where you are moving forward to make, put safeguards in your elections to make them more transparent, and we've moved the opposite direction. We have now, in other words, Johnny Tsunami, if you've seen his work, my partner, he always goes to the tabulation rooms. He always goes in there and shows the machines, whatnot. Well, now they've barred and banned cameras from going in the press area of the tabulation rooms in LA. I mean, why would they do that? Number two, they've also made it harder. There's some people from the EIPCA, which is the Election Integrity Project. They're actually conservatives, but very nonpartisan when it comes to election integrity. They do a lot of the data information on the poll booklets. Well, Alex Padilla, on his way out, has made it harder now for you to request information on the poll booklets to check and see if they are valid or not. You guys just had on Liz Harris, right? And she told you guys what she's doing, the way they're going door to door and canvassing and stuff.
Yes.
Well, can you imagine trying that here in LA? They go crazy, and they would never let it happen. They would arrest you probably, and they've made it harder to get the hold of that data. So they've actually given themselves more power, the establishment, the legislative body, and less checks and balances. And there are questions that, we need to ask now going into this whole situation. Like the ballots, right? They mailed out ballots to everybody on the voter booklets. That's 22 million registered voters. Well, we're going to have about 17 million votes when it's all said and done. What happened to those other 5 million ballots that went out? Where did they go to? Did they go into the trash? Did they go into somebody's pocket? Because the drop boxes that we have everywhere, all over the place, there's no chain of custody there. There's no camera looking at them. So you have all these problems in the vote centers. You gentlemen talked about it. I want to know how many people went in there and told they already voted and they were forced into provisional ballots. We've had issues with provisional ballots when it came to the progressives in 2016 for Bernie Sanders. And also the tabulation machines. We've been promised that we would have an open source system, no longer proprietary software. Well, we haven't got it, and they haven't had meetings on it. So we don't know what is what. Like I said, gentlemen, we've moved backwards when it comes to our elections. With all that said, there is something I have to tell you. That is that the people here, the progressives especially, they're a little crazy, and they supported Gavin Newsom in this recall, which has been pretty disheartening to say the least. It has been just amazed that this guy has been awful on the environment, the way he misrepresented numbers on the forest prevention treatments he was supposed to do. He got caught red-handed. He said he was going to take care of 99,000 acres. Well, on the books, he took care of less than 12,000 acres.
Oh,
I mean, and
boy.
those are like pre-burns and making sure the areas are safe. He got caught with that. He got caught the homeless problem. It is now low numbers, 150,000 in the whole state. I think it's close to 200,000.
Oh, my.
It's a shame, Uncle Ron, Cousin Ray. When you drive around City Hall, homeless people everywhere, tents up everywhere. He was also supported by oligarchs. This guy was supported by the 6 most richest families in L.A., the Pritzkers, the Gettys. These people have made their money on real estate, who have thrown all these people on the streets. He's made their money on oil. You know, all the things that the progressives are supposed to be against. And the last kicker of it all, guess what, Uncle Ron and Cousin Ray? This one you're going to love. According to Article 2 of Section 18 of the California Constitution, if Gavin beats the recall, he is thereby reimbursed for all the money spent from the state. So tax money that can be going to the homeless, that can be going to our Medicare system, that can be going to our education, will go right back into this oligarch puppet's pocket.
Now, does that include like all the ads that he did? Because he spent millions and millions of dollars where people were donating money. Does that get paid back as well?
I had heard that he spent almost $80 million.
All expenses are reimbursed, right?
Wow.
And here's the thing. You guys were talking about, you know, the boop boop is what we call the jabby jab, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom, right? You know what I'm saying? He is pro, you know what. And all that money that's spent, that's going to now be kicked back to him. And now he's pushing this situation. This, to me, seems a lot more smellier. You know what I'm saying? Something smells rotten in Denmark over here. Like, this thing was almost set up because now it seems like they can go full force with Joe Biden's executive order plans. And now the state of California is touting, saying, see, look, this was the number one thing on the ballot. It was all about these mandates. The people want it. Let's go. Let's push forth with this.
You know,
and it smells fishy.
You know, the nose knows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Well, you know, one of the things politically, Ray, is that you always take something that you wanted to promote, and if it goes through, even though other people might have been the ones that push it through, you always claim victory, that you're the one who did it. And I'm not sure this election was totally about the jab. You know, you could go on and on and on, as Pasta has done here, and with the things that are wrong in California. Pasta, I'm going to ask you to put your thinking cap on. There was a day when I thought California was one of the absolute marvelous states economically, beautiful, took care of their natural resources, and you know, like you talk about the forests. My gosh, I remember when I was much younger going over there and having some really good times in some beautiful forests. They're not there now. They've been burnt down.
Yeah.
When did all this start taking place? We had Ronald Reagan, for goodness sake, was a governor, and I can't believe all of a sudden he became a conservative when he became president of the United States. So there must have been something behind the scenes. I know you've had Republican senators out there, and you probably had a pretty mixed House of Representatives, probably about 50-50 Republican-Democrat. But now, when did all this start taking place, and how did it happen?
Well, I've been here for about close to 17, 18 years right now, and it has been slowly but surely moving to a supermajority Democratic Party over the last several years.
Well,
And
2-to-1
there
voter
now.
registration.
What's that?
2-to-1 voter registration, Democrat.
Yeah, two to one Democrat over Republican, and it's been moving that way for quite some time. The thing that's really crazy to me is now you look at Orange County. Orange County now is leaning more Democrat than it is Republican. So I really think it's a whole. It's all that mainstream media and that program for all over these years finally coming to fruition, and this is what we got. We are so beyond tribal, and especially in LA. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's team sports all the way. And I just think this is the whole work of the mainstream media, the deep state, the elites. We're involved with government like we've never seen before. I talked to you about it, Uncle Ron, right? We talk about the censorship and what we're going through. You know, my mom, the same thing. They can't believe that we have this fascist censorship kind of mindset in the United States. And California is just one of those kind of states that is the uber left, the uber establishment, just sticking its ugly nose out for everybody to see.
You know, Pasta, I read something today that the Assembly is voting on people who are out in the streets, and they want to make it so that it's no longer illegal if you're out in the streets, as long as it's for prostitution. Did you read this today?
No, I did not, because I know they've been tough on prostitution here in LA. As far as on the streets, they've been arresting a lot of people and claiming the slave law. What do you call that law that they're going after pimps and stuff? You know what I'm saying? So they were making it hard, and even arresting a lot of poor people who were trying to pick up prostitutes in the streets of LA. Meanwhile, you got you can go up into the Hollywood Hills area, and you got pedophiles and rapists that just, they operate in Hollywood every day, and they get to walk free.
No, they said that if you're out on the streets and you're, as long as it's for prostitution, that you won't be arrested.
Jeez.
And I just, it's just.
Well, Ray, we had this thing. You've probably seen it with this defund the police stuff, and now they're saying, well, you can shoplift up to $1,000 without fear of arrest. And people are going into stores and just walking out with new clothing and food. It is amazing.
See, people say that we're a nation of immigrants. No, we are a nation of laws. And you have to follow the law, and you have to try to be the best person you can be and the best citizen that you can be. And our schools just aren't teaching this anymore.
Well, one thing we worry about here, Pasta, to be honest with you, is that we're going to see, and we have seen, a large influx of Californians. We don't mind taking the more conservative Californians.
No, you know what?
Here.
They can come in, and they can live here as long as they don't vote.
Well, listen, there's one thing to be conservative, progressive, or liberal and stuff like that. But you know me, guys, I'm against team sports, period. To me, these two parties, they're an illusion. They're working together, the establishment, to make sure that they have the upper hands for all their donors and all their oligarchs while we fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So
we're not going to argue that. We were talking earlier about the Republicans.
Well, that's why you're here,
and
that's why we're here to change this.
Yes.
And it's too bad we run out of time, Ron.
We are.
Pasta, it's always a pleasure.
We ran a little over, Pasta, but we wanted to make sure we got you in. We were talking earlier with Josh Bernstein about this General Milky and some of the things that have been going on there. And if you haven't talked about it on your show, those of you that are within shouting distance here, this is a Convo Couch, and you need to watch that. These are great people, and they talk a lot of things. We're not always on the same page, but we're honestly honest about how we feel.
That's right. Pasta, how do they get in touch with you at the Convo Couch?
Well, anybody can always hit us up at thecombocouch@gmail.com, but I encourage everybody right now to go to our Rockfin, ROKFIN. We just made a stack of 20 COVID-19 videos. Yes, there are leftists, the common sense left, people like us who have been pushing back against these mandates and what Big Pharma is doing. So we encourage everybody to go over there and to Rockfin and check out these videos. And also, I just want to leave you with one last thing, Uncle Ron and Cousin Ray. For this executive order, look into religious exemption to get away from getting this boot, because the law states, and we're a land of laws, that you have a religious exemption if you feel that, you firmly believe it's against your belief to get this shot. So that's something that people should look into.
Great. Good information. Thanks so much.
Okay, we'll give our regards to your staff there,
Yes.
and we'll be talking to you real soon. Thank you so much. Mr. DeSante, thank you for running the ship tonight. Sorry.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, we do have the Jay Lawrence Show right here on Hub Radio Phoenix.
And tune in. We got a super guest. You're going to be, I'm not going to say who it is, but you're going to really, really, really be impressed. We're going to break that news tomorrow. So stay tuned, and you're going to be amazed. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again.
Thanks so much, Pasta.
Monday.
Thanks, Uncle Ron, Cousin Ray. I'll see you soon.
Can't handle the truth.